Yo, welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. What's going on? Real Housewives of Atlanta, season Sweet 16. Y'all, we finally is making headway with this season. Almost said GD season, goddamn. Almost said goddamn season. Somebody in the comments talking about something. Can you stop saying GD? No. I'm sorry. No, I can't. This is an explicit podcast. This is an explicit channel, adults only 18 and I'm sorry. If you have children in the room, if you're sensitive to explicit, language, and you know what I'm saying, like, it's just, I'm not going to censor the way I speak. I already censor my thoughts, okay? In this day and age on social media, the way y'all like to cancel left and right and be upset at the blink of an eye, I already have to censor myself so much. Can I have my curse words, please? Please. Can I have my curse words, please? I want to go ahead and talk about season Sweet 16. Where do I want to start? I guess I'll start with lovebscott.com, child. First off, I found it really interesting how Love B. Scott had the exclusive because, they be having the exclusive. They have the sources and things like that. And Bravo gives them the go ahead to reveal the tea and the information, and in turn, Bravo works with them and stuff like that, right? And so I found it interesting that lovebscott.com didn't have no information on who these new women are. Where they from, what they do they got husbands, do they have boyfriends, who they friends with, like no information on these girls. Lovey Scott said, y'all do the work, okay? We're going to give you the exclusive, but y'all do the goddamn work. We'll give you the names, but y'all got to figure out who these girls are. Because when I tell you all they did was post Brittany and then Brittany's picture, Kelly or Carrie, whatever her name is, and then Carrie's picture, Cynthia, and then Cynthia's picture. Who else? This girl, that girl, and then their picture. It's like, okay, you gonna tell us who they are, how old are they? I am confused at the situation. Like when we found out about Camille Rose, Janelle Stevens, and who else was testing that year? It was Janelle Stevens and somebody else. I want to call her Brandy. Her name's not Brandy. She's the Brandista on Instagram. What's that lady name who was cousins with Ralph and y'all kept calling her the mistress, which I kind of felt like that would have been an interesting storyline. But y'all really be ruining this show, because like how y'all be saying, oh, the bloggers ruin the show, y'all complain too much. Y'all be ruining the show, because why is it that we almost had a mistress storyline and y'all didn't want it? For some reason, y'all didn't want it. I just kind of feel like that's stupid. Like, this is a soap opera. I view these reality TV shows as soap opera. So why wouldn't you want the crazy, dramatic, chaotic people onto the show to throw a wrench in everybody's storyline? I mean, I'm just saying. Anyways, I forgot that lady name, and I liked her too. What is that girl's name? I forgot her name. But she was friends with Sonia and Shereé and Marlo, all the girls that y'all ran off the show. Y'all ran off all my favorites off the show. Y'all ran them all off. At least Portia's coming back, but it's the fact that y'all ran off everybody that I liked last season. I was, into Shereé. Shereé got fired, the most fired housewife of all time. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But Shereé didn't get on my nerves last season, except for her fake relationship with Martell. But besides the fakery of it all, she didn't get on my nerves. Marlo was a bit much and very dramatic and chaotic, but I very much so understood where Marlo was coming from when she was bringing up the nephews and the cousins and who shot who and stuff like that. Y'all were really upset at the situation, but I was kind of team Marlo, no tea, no shade. Sonia became my favorite housewife of that season. And then I thought, what is the Courtney the mistress, Courtney the alleged mistress. I liked it, Courtney. And I think what I liked about Marlo, Sonia, Courtney, and Shereé is that they weren't kiss asses. Right? They weren't kissing the rings of the two most popular girls onto the show. I mean, I've said this at length. I've talked about this at length. I've said this so many times. I like them because they went against what was popular. And what's popular at that time was Kandi and Kenya. And they didn't want to kiss the behinds of Kandi and Kenya. They weren't playing that game. And they played the game on their own rules, on their own time, and did them. And did not give a fuck what Kenya, Kandi, or their fans had to say about it. And I was here for it. I like girls that don't kowtow to the mayor of Atlanta. I don't want to see a bunch of ass kissers on TV. But the fans, y'all, yeah, you, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you are the reason why that whole side of that couch at last year's reunion is gone. Okay, Courtney, Shereé, Marlo, and Sonya, you are the reason that they're going. Okay, y'all bullied production into, firing everyone who was in opposition of the other couch. I mean, I just find that. Like, imagine on New Jersey if they got rid of Jennifer Aiden and Teresa and Jackie Goldschneider, who are kind of like on one team. Imagine if they just got rid of like one couch. Like, what? And then in this Love B. Scott article, they didn't even mention that Shereé was fired. I'm like, who wrote this? Because, listen, I usually don't talk bad about the bloggers no more. But I want to know who wrote this. I'm like, so y'all just going to forget about Shereé? We just going to Denver. Hey, Denver. I mean, Denver wrote this whole thing and Shereé was nowhere. Because remember, Andy told us that Sonya was leaving. Marlo told us that she was leaving. Kandi told us that she was leaving. So the only women that were kind of up in the air, we knew that Portia and Kenya were returning. So the only women that were kind of up in the air as of earlier today was Shereé and Drew. I knew that Drew was a shoo-in because she was testing with the Tiffany Rose lady and some of the other girls. But Shereé was kind of up in the air and she was kind of confusing me because, she was like, I don't know, on Simon's page and they were talking about loyal friends. And then she posted a picture and Martell is like Mrs. Holt. And then she posted something else talking about she gets her way. And then not to mention during last year's, reunion and whatnot, Anthony, the assistant, said that Shereé was going to have a contract, or at least he alluded to it. So I just kind of feel like, what happened, Shereé? What happened? Shereé, you are the most fired housewife of all time. You got fired during the early seasons. I think season 4, after season 4 or 5. Shereé lasted from season 1 to 4. And then I think she came back like for a cameo in like 7, I want to say. Don't quote me. And then, she came back in season. And then I think she came on as a full-timer like in 8 or 9. And then stayed on for like a year. She was like a friend of or a guest of 1 year. And then the following year, she got her full-time role back. Then she got fired. I want to say that was back in like 2018. And then she came back again just in the last 2 seasons, I want to say, with the whole Tyrone storyline. And then this past season, she had was it She by Shereé storyline? One of them years, I don't know. The She by Shereé storyline, the Tyrone storyline, and then she had she was trying to be like the mama bear of the group this past season. And now she's leaving again, making her the most fired housewife of all time. Shereé, this is what happens when you really don't have a life. This is what happens when you try to come to the show with fake drama. I mean, she hired Martell again to be her boyfriend again, talking about some Mrs. Holt. After he spent all the last season of Love and Marriage DC talking about some, or Love and Marriage Huntsville talking about some, Shereé's just my friend. She's just my friend. And what's up with these Real Housewives of Atlanta girlies, being fond of like these Trump supporters, Shereé? I don't like that. Why is black men, have y'all noticed an influx in black men who are Trump supporters? I mean, Shereé was dating Martell, who is a Trump supporter. I'm assuming, allegedly. And then you have Dennis fucking McKinley. Excuse my language. Portia, I used to love Dennis. I used to love Dennis. I used to love Simon. I wouldn't be surprised if Simon was a citizen. If Simon had his papers, he would probably vote Trump, child. Okay, he would probably vote Trump. But Dennis McKinley is on under every blog talking about some Trump this and Trump that and Sleepy Joe this and Joe, Genocide Joe. But yet y'all don't want to call Trump Farty McPants Trump. Y'all don't call Trump Sleepy Trump. He's sleeping in court. Y'all don't call him Sleepy Don because he's sleeping and he's farting in the freaking courtroom while Stormy Daniels is testifying, talking about, he didn't wear a condom when he fucked me. He's sleeping and farting in the courtroom. Anyways, Dennis McKinley, you don't talk about those things. So I want to know what's up with that. Like, why is these black men, why is there an influx in black men being Trump supporters? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that situation in the comments down below. Anyways, so y'all know I had to do my little 2 cents when it came to politics, right? I love it when housewives and like politics, intersects and intertwines. I'm losing my train of thought. That's why we really need to bring back DC, the Real Housewives of DC, because it was so politically, focused. And I thought it was interesting. Remember when I know I'm so off track, but this is one of those videos where I'm just talking stream of consciousness, and so if you don't want to hear me rant, just click off. I like it was the Sahalis, whatever their name was, Mikhail and somebody Sahali. I remember before they put DC back onto streaming service, when they put it on, before they put it on Peacock, a few weeks before that, I just thought about them. I think I saw a clip onto TikTok and I was like, oh my God, I remember that. So I did like a whole deep dive and saw all of these news clips and interviews about how they snuck into the White House and then they canceled the show because the FBI like wanted the raw tapes from Bravo. And I just kind of felt like that was a lame reason to cancel the show. Okay, so the FBI wants the tapes. I don't understand what that has to do with renewing the show for a second season. I didn't understand it. It made no sense. It was a scandal to where they were like, oh, maybe they were implicating Bravo. I don't know. I didn't get it. It didn't make sense to me, but they, canceled the show because the lady snuck in and whatnot. Anyways. So I say all of that to say the black men of Atlanta and Huntsville, Alabama, they're voting for Trump. And it's really hurting my heart. It's really hurting. After he said that it's only y'all that live in shitholes, after he called neo-Nazis very fine people, okay? And after he brainwashed us, this community, our black community, after he brainwashed us into thinking that he was giving us $1,600 checks when it was really Congress, okay? The measly checks. Trump gave y'all $2.50 and now y'all want to vote for him. I'm disgusted at the situation. Okay. So Sheree's gone. Okay, Sheree's gone. Who else is going? Sheree's going, Sonya's going, Candy's going. Y'all know who's going at this point. Okay, let's get into who's here. Portia, we already know. Kenya, we already know. Cynthia, 50 Cent, cheekbones, win a case, Bailey. Oh my God, not Miss Barnum, not Miss Bailey Q, not Miss Bailey Olympics. What was the name of that thing where they was outside playing games and shit? Not Miss Bailey Modeling School. Okay, she's back, honey. And one thing about Cynthia, see, this could have been Nene. Cynthia took her friend contract. She was gracious about the situation. She didn't cry wolf. I mean racism. She didn't, she didn't say that Andy was an old racist and a crackhead. He didn't accuse Andy, or she didn't, accuse Andy of doing cocaine with employees. She didn't say that they influenced her to drink. She didn't say that production made her feel uncomfortable when Candy was teaching her how to use her vibrating panties and all of those nasty sex toys. But she was very gracious about the situation. And she left and she went off to LA with her man and she decided to become an actress. She's been booked and busy ever since on E! News and on Lifetime and on BET and on this show. And she's on Jeff Lewis' podcast on Sirius XM every other week. right? That should have been Nene. It should have been Nene booked and busy like that. It should have been Nene leaving the show gracefully. It should have been Nene coming back as a full-timer or a friend of. I mean, I'm just saying. Anyways. So Cynthia is going to be back. I'm assuming she's going to be back as Kenya's friend and whatnot. Then you have Portia. She also has a friend on here, Shamia. I don't know why I want to call Shamia Shamari DeVoe. Justice for Shamari DeVoe. She deserved a second season. But listen, Shamessi is back into the mix. I told y'all that I knew of two ladies that were testing, Shamia and who's the other one? Tiffany Rose. Okay. I heard that the reason why Shamia all them years ago didn't get a peach is because she declined it because her husband didn't want what's happening to Simon to happen to him, with y'all digging up his dirt and his past and his possible records and this and that and the third. Shamia's husband, he's not playing it, right? But I guess as time has gone by, and as Shamia is pillow talking and doing what she does, and she gave him a second baby, he has come around to the fact that, maybe he should allow his wife to be a full-time housewife. And maybe he wants her out of the house a little bit more because the Hawks games that happen once every other week I guess it's not enough. It's not enough work for her. Okay, we know, Shamia got fired from V103 with Tigger and them. Whoever she was on the radio with, Miss Pat, and Shamia got fired from V103. And the Hawks games only happen in, they have a home game, once, twice a week, every other week. I don't know how NBA works. So I guess Shamia is sitting at home, not really, doing much. And so the husband was like, well, fine. Since you lost your job at the radio station, I'll allow you to hang out and fight with these ladies. Just don't have my shit on Front Street. I don't want to be looking like Simon, sis. Don't have me out here looking like Simon. So yeah, that's going to be Portia's friend. I know I'm being long-winded, but listen, watch it on 0.5 speed, 1.25 speed, or click off. Listen, okay, then we have Drew Sidora. So Drew Sidora is back. Okay, so out of Shereé and Drew, I guess they wanted to keep Drew. What's interesting about Drew is that y'all said that she saved last season, that she had the most interesting storyline with Mr. Ralph Pittman. So it's going to be interesting to see how she fares being a single woman or seeing their reconciliation and whatever. I don't really know the status of their relationship. I don't really know what is really going on between those two, but I guess it'll be interesting to watch. We'll get that. We'll see Drew Sidora acting. We'll see her singing. She's going to come out with an EP, an album. She wants to be the next Candace de la Bassett. Candace clocked it and saw that Drew was riding on coattails. And so she said, no, I'm never going to have Drew Sidora open for me at the City Winery ever again. And so when she came back down to Atlanta, she got Shamari DeVoe and that other lady from Black. Shout out to them. Okay, then we have Brittany Edie. Let me show y'all a picture of Brittany because I have not been showing y'all any visuals. So this is Brittany. Brittany, I think from the little skim that I did, it looked like she is a insurance agent, like a master insurance agent. And she has like this master class. I think she used to work for Allstate or State Farm, something like that, and had her own franchise branch. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And so she's like an insurance maven mogul, something like that. She do what Carmen do. Okay, they didn't want Carmen, so they got Brittany. Okay, Brittany. Now, from the skim that I did, I didn't really do a deep dive. I'll do more of a deep dive a little bit later as we get closer to the show and we find out some more tidbits. But I think she dated Rick Ross at one point in time, if I'm not mistaken. Let me fact check that. Brittany. I'm pretty sure she was tonguing down Rick Ross while they were on a boat. Brittany. Wait a minute. Is that why Ming Lee didn't get a peach? Because Brittany was in the running. Yes. Rick Ross dating IG model Brittany. Is this the same lady? Britt Edie, who met Rick Ross this spring. Y'all, is this the same girl? Is that the same person? Child, I can't tell. I can't tell. It's too much plastic surgery and too many filters. I can't tell. But when you look up Britt Edie, Rick Ross come up. So I'm assuming that's the same girl. I don't know. Y'all fact check me in the comments down below. But Ming Lee, who did she use to date? So y'all know Portia's friend Ming Lee. They say that she was in the running for a peach and she ultimately didn't get it, child. They say she was doing chemistry tests and the chemistry wasn't chemistrying. Okay. But I think she dated Rick Ross or got a baby by Rick Ross. Yep. Atlanta Daily World back in 2014 said, meet Rick Ross's new girlfriend, Ming Lee. She looked it so different back then, child. So that's Ming Lee with Rick Ross. Y'all let me know if that's the Britt Edie that just got casted in Atlanta, child. Anyways. Y'all know Rick Ross is down there in Fayetteville in that ugly ass mansion. That Holyfield used to live in. That mansion is so gaudy. It's so ugly. It's so outdated. It's so like in the middle of like, it's in between like Old National, like, and like some area in Fayetteville that transitions from like College Park. Is it College Park? It's the transition between College Park and Fayetteville. It's so just out of place, out of whack. It's so ugly. And Rick Ross just be down there just picking up any Instagram model that he can, child. It's a mess. It's a mess. Okay, anyways, so she does insurance and stuff like that. Okay, then we have Kelly Farrell. Miss Kelly, this is what Miss Kelly looked like. Now, from what I saw, Kelly is a chef. Okay, so this is Miss Kelly. I think she's like a chef. She also got a lot of work done on that face, child, and there's just a lot of filters. On this face. But her Instagram says she's a restaurant owner and author. She's been seen on Food Network, OWN, Good Morning America, Access, Hollywood, I'm assuming. She has a company called Cooking with Kelly, and I don't know what restaurant she owns. Let's see. Somebody Chicken and Waffles. She owns Nana's Chicken and Waffles. Voted #1 brunch in Georgia. It's on Highway 20, West McDonough, Georgia. 1500 Highway 20, West McDonough, Georgia. I wonder where she lived with a restaurant in McDonough. Do she stay on the south side? And she has pictures with Andre Dickens, and let me see if I can show y'all some pictures. She got that, but she kind of looked like Chinese Kitty. Y'all know Chinese Kitty from The Influence, whatever that show is. She gives me Chinese Kitty vibes. Sorry, y'all. This is one of those videos where we're just chilling. We're not rushing today. Okay, so this is her with Andre Dickens. Am I the only one who thinks Andre Dickens, the mayor of Atlanta, is so attractive? So that's her with the mayor of Atlanta. This is her on the yacht. She looked like Chinese Kitty. She has a really nice body. She looks really short. Okay. And then what else we got? This is her with Ryan Seacrest and Kelly. She be doing her thing. Now, I don't know if she has a husband. I don't know who her baby daddy is. She looks single. By the looks of this Instagram page, she looks single because she booed up. She like cozied up with the mayor of Atlanta, with like all these different random men, Ryan Seacrest. Like she has a lot of photos where she's like very close. She's closely like posing with men. So it gives off the vibe that she might be single. Or maybe I'm just reading too much into it. But I wish you would get rid of these filters, child. Like, who are these men? Where is your husband? Are you a housewife or are you single? I'm confused at the situation. Who are these women? Are they even married? Child, you might as well call this show The Real Girls of Atlanta, The Real Women of Atlanta, because where are the husbands? I'm a little bit confused. You see all these random men. Who are these men? Is one of them your husband, child? She boot up with 2 men right there. Then she boot up with this big light-skinned man right here. It's like, girl, where's the okay. What happened to the lady that caught her man cheating because the representative for Delta Airlines over the phone exposed the name of the mistress? And then she went to TikTok and told us that she saw the mistress who was nothing but a 15-year younger version of her and saw them in the airport. And then she recorded it and then went to TikTok to give us a story time. And then turns to find out that she was best friends with Candy Burrs Tucker. Gail Lewis. Me and my mom were trying to figure out her name. Like, what happened to that lady? I couldn't even remember her name. She was an industry plant from Bravo, and then we ain't ever heard from her since. Okay. What happened to Gail Lewis? Bring on Gail Lewis's husband or soon-to-be ex-husband and his mistress, now current girlfriend, and then yeah, like that would have been interesting. Anyways, I don't know who this lady husband is, y'all. Let's just do a Google search. What's her name? Kelly. Cooking with Kelly. Husband. That's the first thing that pop up. Husband Mark. Kelly and her husband Mark are founder and owners of Nana's. Okay. So she has a husband named Mark. Oh, wait. I think I found something, y'all. Is this her husband? Is this Kelly? That's not her, is it? Child. Okay. Let me stop. I'm trying to find Mark, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't see no pictures of this husband. Okay, anyways. Guess we'll find the husband later, Kelly. And she looks totally different than she did 4 years ago. Okay, maybe it's the filter. Okay. Then we have Brittany, Kelly, Shamia, Angela Oakley. Okay, so this is the person that I just did not Google at all. I at least knew that Kelly was a chef, and I knew that Brittany did insurance, and I don't know who Angela is, child. Okay, Miss Angela Oakley, and Lovey Scott chose the worst photo of her. So let me see if I can find some new ones. Angela Oakley. Can we find out if she has a husband, a boyfriend, a fiance, a prospect, a sugar daddy, a big papa? Her Instagram says Angela Oakley, entrepreneur, finance and real estate mogul, mommy, the last enforcer. I don't know what that means. I guess that means she's married because there's a ring. Jeremiah 29:11. Somebody look that up for me. And then she has booking. Who was booking her? Is this her man? It is her man. Charles Oakley. Oh, this is the lady that they said didn't Shereé date her husband? Okay. So Charles Oakley is an ex-NBA player? Y'all know I don't know sports like that. American former basketball power forward. I think Shereé used to date him. That's interesting. If this is the same Brittany Edie that Rick Ross was with, why wouldn't they have Ming Lee on too? Wouldn't that create like a little bit of friction? If Charles Oakley is the same Charles Oakley that Shereé dated, why wouldn't they have Shereé on? It's like they're missing the perfect opportunities for like friction. Not that it really matters, but it's just interesting. Like, I always find it kind of quirky when you have like, you know, 2 women saying that they dated the same person. It always makes for interesting TV. Like when Gaucher said, I dated Roger Bob too. I dated Roger Bob. I dated him too. How Demetria said, yours is going for 7. Mine has been here for 7. That was so lame and rehearsed. Anyways. Okay. Charles Oakley. So this is the ex-retired basketball player. But where are the pictures of them together? There we go. Oh, they're cute. I like them. They're cute. No, this is more like it. This is more Brittany, Edie, and the Kelly lady. They give me like IG model vibes. And Ming Lee, and even Portia. They're kind of like the same grade of women, however you want to say it. They like cut from the same cloth. Like they have that very, like the va-va-voom, like plastic. Not saying that they are plastic, but they have like, you know, the small waist, the big titties, curvy, big asses type of aesthetic. They have that Instagram model aesthetic. So I can kind of like see Kelly and like maybe Brittany and Portia getting along because all 3 of them look like IG models. But this Angela Oakley lady, she looks more of like the traditional mode of what a Real Housewife looks like. Very nice and pretty and well put together. And she's with her husband and she's an entrepreneur and the quintessential housewife. This is what I think of when I think of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. So she might be a really good fit. Miss Angela Oakley here. She's pretty. Her husband is nice and handsome. They have children. It looks like they have maybe a few children, maybe 3 kids. She says she's an entrepreneur. I don't know what that means. Again, like I said, I'm researching in real time. So they don't have a lot of information on these people. Okay. Who else? Okay, so Kelly, Shamia Morton, Angela. Yeah. So what it seems like to me is we have Portia, Kenya, Drew, and Shamia are peach holders. That's 4 peach holders. Cynthia Bailey is a friend of. And then I'm assuming that Kelly and Brittany and Angela gonna fight it out during filming, and then later on in mid filming, you know, in the middle of production or close to the end of production, they'll decide who actually makes it as a peach holder, who will be a friend, and who's going to be a nobody, or maybe all of them will be full timers. Okay, so I think it might still be up in the air. What else did I want to mention? So I did take a couple of screenshots of some things that I didn't notice. I noticed that Sonia and Marlo and Phaedra gave a big congratulations to Miss Shamia Morton. Shamia Morton did something so cute. Remember when Portia went on to Instagram and was like, Portia Guabadia returning to the, who said that? Or no, Portia Williams, who said that? It's Portia Guabadia coming back. And then Kenya did the now going with the wind and fabulous. Now going with the wind, fabulous. Twirl. And then 8 that already have bitten peach. It was a whole hot, low budget, budget mess. Well, finally, we get a really cute announcement. Shamia did a really cute announcement on Instagram. She posted these really, really cute pictures in this peach colored, bikini. Shamia's body is tea. Her body is amazing. She looks beautiful. Love the hair. The skin looks great. Her body is amazing. Look at that body. And then she's holding the peach. And then her caption says, it's my mother-loving birthday. And instead of getting cake, I got a peach. Now that's cute. That's cute because the pictures are cute. They're professional. Okay. Come on, somebody. Can we get a budget? They're professional. Portia, Kenya. They're professional. It was like cute. It wasn't too cringy. She wasn't trying too hard. Instead of cake for my birthday, I got a peach. That was cute. It was simple, cute, and professional. It wasn't cringy. Why do y'all hate Shamia so much? They say that she's annoying, and they say that she's boring, and they say that she's shamessy. They say that they don't like how she's up Portia's ass. And in my personal opinion, Shamia never really had too much of a moment besides the moment where she went against Phaedra, and then I think her and Portia kind of fell out a little bit. Besides those two moments, in what other instance did Shamia ever really do anything for us to have like a real concrete opinion on her? Like, am I the only one? Like, to me, I just don't, I don't really remember much of Shamia that made me. And then she called Phaedra the head doctor and said that Phaedra wanted to flirt with her husband. And, you know, she did have a few moments where it was kind of like, okay, Shamessi is really getting messy. She's getting down and dirty. But I never thought that Shamia was like annoying, or like nothing about her came across problematic or annoying or just like, ugh, get this girl off my screen. Like, I don't understand where the Shamia hate comes from, honestly. And then, I also wanted to show y'all that under Shamia's post, you had Portia saying, yes, go crazy. Finally, sweet 16 just got sweeter. Love you, bestie. And then the girls are telling Portia and Shamia to not fall out with each other, which I feel like they'll definitely have issues. It's inevitable on this show. Marlo Hampton, who just lost her job to Shamia, said, congratulations, diva. Drew Sidora, who saved her peach, said happy birthday, Pooh. Phaedra Parks, who was also campaigning to get switched over from Married to Medicine to Housewife, said congratulations, gorgeous. And Sonya Richards-Ross, who recently lost her peach, said congrats. And so I found it interesting that all of those three ladies lost their jobs onto this show. However, they still found it in their heart to congratulate the next sister who's moving on up and is going to be a part of this next generation. My whole thing is, okay, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to log out, and then I'm going to take it back, and then I'm going to say it, and then I'm going to take it back. Is this really a reboot? Is this really a reboot, though? Because we have Portia, an old cast member, Kenya, an old cast member, Drew, her 4th season, who else? Kenya, her 59th season, and then you have Cynthia, her 70th season. That's 5 old women. Not calling them old, but I'm saying like they've been on this show for years and years and years, including Shamia, been on this show. Is it truly really a reboot when they're bringing back 5 women that we already know and love? I mean, I'm just saying. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about everything in the comments down below. Are you going to be tuning in to Real Housewives of Atlanta season Sweet 16? Let's talk about it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to create a great day.